Welcome to this week's matchup of Lorenzo versus Jfilipeg in Week 2 Survival. All deck details can be found at www.kfpl.site. In Game 1, it looks like Lorenzo will be taking the lead as he will look to play Dis and discard his Arise. Jfilipeg is coming back here into Untamed. He drops a Ritual of Balance in a Mylobi and turns back over to Lorenzo, who answers with a Tunk, Mars First, and Reap to get to 2 Amber. We see a response of Sanctum and Badge Magus with Gorham of Orm put into play, and a Urian the Circumspect. Lorenzo answers with playing a Dis turn with a Hand of Dis and a Guardian Demon, and Jfilipeg comes back in Shadows, drops a Secret Needle, a Gas Pipes Malone, and a Hobnobber. Lorenzo responds with a turn in Dis again, and he Mind Barbs a First or Last from Sanctum. So we await Lorenzo to make his move after he has Mind Barbed a First or Last. Looks like he's using his Guardian Demon to fight into the Gas Pipes Malone, using the 2 damage from the Gas Pipes Malone to hit the Badge Magus, and then we'll ready up. After playing a pretty good turn with Control of the Weak on Jfilipeg. Jfilipeg is going to answer by going Shadows like he had to. Didn't really have much to do, so it looks like Lorenzo is coming back into his own Shadows with the Speed Sigil, plays the Dodger to get rid of more of the board state, turns back over to Jfilipeg with him on 7 and Jfilipeg on 1, so threatening his first key. Jfilipeg is able to use the Ritual and bring him down to 6, uses Witch of the Dawn to recur a Mylobi. And then the Mylobi and the Witch of the Dawn reaps here to put himself back to 3. And we see a Key Frog hit the table as he turns back over to Lorenzo after there's a Kangafant that came in as well. And then we see Speech Sigil's gone, and the Guardian Demon and Pit Demon come down to do some work. Going to see an Arise. So 2 Guardian Demons on the table now with a Pit Demon. Starting to pose a problem here for Jfilipeg as he tries to answer in Shadows. Gets himself back to 6, so he's threatening a key again, but here comes the Pit Demon to say, oh no you didn't, and then we'll see some work put in here by the Guardian Demon, or the Guardian Demons, I'm sure of, as they are going to be able to really exploit the fight here with 2 of them being able to fight, take damage, and then throw damage at something else. This could get out of hand pretty quickly. So we go back to Jfilipeg. He's able to Numquad to bring the board back down to reasonable, but he still hasn't made a key. We see the Barista Joya to turn off Reaping. That's a big play with a Alms Master coming in between. But that's quickly dealt with by Tunk. Will look to heal himself, I'm sure, with a Grabber Jammer, and then we just see a John Smith come in, and another John Smith, and now the Mars presence is starting to form here as the game goes forward, posing quite the problem for Jfilipeg if he doesn't find a way to deal with the board state. And with Numquad already out of the way, I'm thinking that's why he put the gas on here to move forward. But we do see a Persistent Hunting come into play and will enrage all of the Mars creatures on the other side of the board, but we do see a Shadow's turn where special delivery is delivered, and we see a Shadow Self and an Umbra hit the table, as well as a Oubliette. And to remind you, we have a tournament coming up on August 29th. $10 entry fee to basically play Oubliette. If you don't know about it, make sure you check out the kfpl.site/tournaments page. There's all the details there and a video of how to maybe make picks towards your Oubliette format. Back to the game here, we see Jfilipeg came back with the Shadow's turn, got an old Bruno on the table to capture 2, but now he turns it back over to Lorenzo in this Martian madness that is happening here. And we see a deep probe where he is going to go in and probe for Untamed, and he is going to see what is in the hand across from away from him. So he's going to see that there's not really a lot of Untamed, but he now can better map his direction for this turn, which looks like he knows he's got the green light to basically really start making a push here. So we see the Yxil Marauder coming down for 4 amber to take away from his chance at a key. Big time play. Usually that card doesn't work out that well for me, but he has managed to make it work here. We see him clearing Tunk and clearing some damage off the board, getting rid of the whole other side of the board here. Pretty strong. And there's a Tunk and another John Smith into play, and now he's going to remove all these enrages here as well. Can't remove the enrages, but he can use them to reap now because there's nothing else for him to fight. So he has gone into turbo Mars mode here, and this is kind of dangerous for Jfilipeg, as Lorenzo knows exactly what is in his hand, and he's going to go for the jugular here. He's going to clear the board. He's going to go nuts with these John Smiths. Going to be so much value here. This is looking like this round is about to come to an end, and Jfilipeg concedes as the Martian synergy rules the day. All right, so we return for round 2, and Jfilipeg gets to go first, and he starts the turn off with a Lumen Lu, and turns back over to Lorenzo, who is going to go into Mars right off the bat and play a Tunk to get going, and use that Tunk to threaten Jay, as Jay knows very well how bad the Mars is, as he asked early on in this matchup. He's saying, "Can Mars please be second this turn instead of first?" And Lorenzo's response was, "I hope not." And here it is. First play of the game is a Mars card. There's the mental factor. But he goes into this and he drops the Guardian Demon and the Pit Demon. And he's looking at a return of a Niffle Ape and a Ghost Hawk, which is going to use the Sanctum to get some value, and then the Lumalu to get value. So he's up to 7 amber quite quickly. And the Shrek comes back down to bring him back down to earth here a little bit. Then we're going to see a play out of the Guardian Demon, who's going to do the 4 points of damage, and then use 2 points of damage to clear some more, and then use the Pit Demon to really take the board away from Jfilipeg, as he now plays a Ghost Hawk just to get value off of the Sanctum and get a Reap, and he turns it back over to Lorenzo at 5 amber to 1 at this point, and Lorenzo's looking to establish more control. He goes into Mars again, is able to steal one with the Marauder, or should I say capture one, plays the Tunk for damage, clears the creature, and then adds a John Smith to clear the damage off, 2 John Smiths to clear the damage off the Tunk, and add more value to the table. And Jfilipeg responds with a Saurian turn, where he uses some damage basically to clear one of the John Smiths, but I don't see this going well with Lorenzo getting back his get-go, but he goes into shadows and he goes into grabs a skeleton key for his troubles, and discards and plays a speed sigil. And uses the speed sigil to get some value off of the Umbra, and plays a Shadow Self to help protect the Umbra. So here we have Jfilipeg at 6 Amber. Going into his turn, goes Sanctum and basically tries to generate some offense here. Goes to 7 to put himself on check and then turns back over to Lorenzo. Lorenzo quickly goes into Shadows and gets some use out of that Umbra, gets some use out of that Skeleton Key. He's going to try to keep pressure on Jay here as he tries to whittle him off of his key. You see him take a moment to think about what's going on here, but there it is. He brings him back down out of check and adds a dodger to the mix. Pretty solid turn. And Jfilipeg responds back with a Sanctum play, and he has a Seeker of Truth, which means he does not have the Numquad. The Numquad's gone. That was the last game. That deck is dead. So I don't even, he might be in trouble here, as there's really not a whole lot of board control here to slow this crazy battle line of Lorenzo down. Lorenzo is now pushing forward, and he is playing Dis again, and he is using Hand of Dis. Interesting. Pushes him back up just to pull him back down. So we see the Arise. That's what this was up to. We're up to an Arise. And now he's going to use the Speed Sigil to get super value, bring him off of his check with the Pit Demon, play another Guardian Demon, which will give him 2. Again, that's a pretty crazy pairing for a sealed pool. And then we see Shadow Self and a Soul Snatcher now. So now the game is really ridiculous with the Soul Snatcher in play and a huge battle line that Jay has to deal with or lose. And by killing the things now, he's also feeding him Ember. So could be dangerous. But we see Jfilipeg go into Saurian again, and he's going to try to make some stuff work here. As he's going to look for a Ducilus. Okay. So Ducilus is in the books here. He's looking to do some work. As he will capture 7 Amber, 20 power. And Jay's going to be looking to get those effects online here. He got to draw a card as well. The Ducilus has a draw pip, so pretty big dino. Good stunt here. There's the attack. There's the damage. We're starting to work the board down, but the only problem with that is that the Soul Snatcher is feeding Amber back, and that's a dangerous proposition. So we'll see where this is heading, but Jay trying to make a hold here as he plays City Gates, and he also plays another one of the Saurus cards that will do 3 damage to something for Exalting. He's going to choose to put 3 damage on the Dodger and not kill anything. Interesting. He is at 8 Amber looking to create a key here, so that is a positive. We see a whole lot of chaos going on. It's the only thing that surviving right now is the Ducilus. Lorenzo doing a great job of keeping the board empty and just keeping a push on and like keeping him off of check. Like he keeps pulling him down every time. Jfil looks like he's gonna get some momentum. Jay just destroys the board. This is a pretty solid deck that we see Lorenzo playing. We can see why he hasn't dropped a game yet. So Lorenzo gets turn 9 coming up, and we'll see if he can deal with that Ducilus, because as soon as the Ducilus is dealt with, it could be dangerous. But Jay is at 13 Amber, and with only a 6 key cost, so there is a threat of a key on the other side. But we'll see what happens here as the Grabber Jammer hits the ground, running, and we see John Smith and the Grabber Jammer working together to make this all the more merry. And then we see another Tunk. And the board is populated again. There's a bunch of Mars there. That's kind of dangerous. We're going to have to see this Ducilus do work, but that would also handcuff him into Saurian, and he doesn't look like he can afford to do that, and so he goes out and gets into Untamed. I'm guessing there will be a Ghost Hawk maybe here. I did edit this down so it would be faster, but I didn't really pay attention. Okay, so there's a Resurgence that he's going to use to return a Fandangle. And other cards. So there's that Ghost Hawk play that I was expecting. Looks pretty awesome. That'll help get rid of the John Smiths of the world, at least. Oh, maybe not. Double Fandangle down, so we'll see if there is an answer to that. He did make a key, and he's back to 8, needing to pay 7, so there was a bit of a tax, but didn't stop him from making key. But the problem with that is that Lorenzo is going to make his second key right here on turn 10. And he's going to look to put more pressure on, I would think, as he goes into Mars again. So here comes the Mars train. This thing has been a pretty strong outing for Lorenzo. The Mars going nuts, basically. So he uses Mars, uses Tunks, readies up the Tunk, gets the Reap, puts himself to 9, goes to 10, uses the Reap, like, oh my god, kills the Fandangle as well. This could be the end of the era. The dinosaurs will go extinct, I think, on this go. There's the Ludo to try to get rid of this Ducilis and minimize the Amber, but I don't think he has a way to get anything else. Oh, he exiles the Ducilis, and then he concedes. Game over. Well played. That was fantastic. So congratulations to both players, and thank you for playing, and thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed this quick YouTube video, and continue to support the league. More videos to come. Follow us on www.kfpl.site, and we'll see you for the daily show tomorrow.